Matt Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Today we're interviewing Justin Smith and really getting his take on basketball and his passion and just kind of getting to know Justin Smith a little bit more. Justin, how are you doing today, first off and foremost, man?
Doing well, doing really well. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure, man, honestly. So, you guys just got done doing shoot-around, but, I mean, honestly, I really have to talk about this, the elephant in the room, if you want to call it that. Last weekend, back-to-back games in overtime, you ended up having 27 points, and then coming off the weekend, you get RMAC Offensive Player of the Week. Just how much does that mean for you and your team as far as your first year as a Mountain Lion?
It was a great weekend for us. We really played well, and, to get 2 big road wins was huge. So hopefully we can carry that momentum into this week as we, have 2 games at home. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, especially with senior night and stuff like that too. Justin Smith, let's talk a little bit about your background before we jump into you at UCCS, because those of you who don't know, Justin Smith is a transfer from Idaho State, a Division I school. So Justin, let's talk really first. What brought you back to Colorado Springs from Idaho State?
It was a good experience in Idaho. I met a lot of great people. I had a lot of great times up there, but my last year there, I just realized that I really wanted to be closer to my family, and I just kind of learned a lot about myself up there, and just kind of really what was important to me. It was nice to get away, for a little bit, kind of go off on your own, but at the same time, that third year, I just really kind of realized, my family's, important to me, and I wanted to be back closer to them.
So more like a family man then, it sounds like. So you grew up in Colorado Springs, were born in Los Angeles though, so had a quick jump out to Colorado. What made this place home for you as far as when you're talking about Idaho State and being close to your family? We talked about your younger sister and your parents. How does that play in a factor, and really is it nice having them at all your games now?
Oh, it's amazing, being close to them again and seeing them in the stands. That's something I definitely missed up in Idaho. They were able to make it to a couple games here and there, but it was definitely more difficult for them. But just being back here, I have so many friends, family, just a great support system, and it's awesome being back and just having so many people here that and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about you at Idaho State, man. Last year, you were all academic on the a big accolade there as far as getting that earning that honor. You were playing minutes. I think you had 6 rebounds was your career high out there, and several other things. What was it like playing Division I, like straight out of high school like that?
It was a big jump. It was definitely an adjustment, going to basically a full-time job, and just weights, practice, film, just every day, and but it was a great experience. I'm glad I did it. I'd do it again, but I'm really happy to be here now and just be back closer to the family.
Hey, just comparing and contrasting really quick. I know this is your first season as a Division II athlete, but just to analyze as far as being at Idaho State, that Division I intensity with the weights, with the practice, is it very similar at a Division II level as well for a basketball player? We've talked, and you mentioned missing a lot more school at the Division I level. Can you walk me through some of those different steps as far as just comparing and contrasting a little bit?
Yeah, the travel schedule is slightly different. We played on Thursday and Saturday up at Idaho State, so depending on where we were going, sometimes we'd leave Tuesday or Wednesday in the week. So you missed a lot of school, but we got to see a bunch of different places, which was cool. And then, as far as adjusting here and comparing it, college sports are college sports, and it's what you make out of them. So I still treat it the same way as my approach as far as, dedication, getting that extra work, whether it be in the weight room or on the court. And it's really competitive basketball here too. And, a great group of guys, great coaching staff. So I'm loving every minute of it.
Justin, let's talk before college. Let's talk high school days. You were all academic, first team, and then back-to-back championships too. Now, I'm not sure if you know how that worked, but how was high school and just getting that passion for the game? I'm going to jump on to another question there. Did you know that you wanted to play basketball in college after playing in high school?
high school was really what opened my eyes to, kind of what I wanted to do. I was really fortunate enough to play at Lewis Palmer High School under Coach Russ McKinstry. I love that guy, definitely a big role model in my life. And he kind of just taught me and showed me, what it would take, to play at the next level, as well as, be a good high school player. And just all the extra sacrifices that you have to make, on and off the court, to be successful at it. So I thank him every day for it. I'm very, very thankful, to have been coached by him, as well as just a great group, great community there at Lewis Palmer. It was very special, winning 2 state championships, and just being part of that program was an honor. It was very fun.
And to me, it looked like you played varsity for 3 years. So just knowing that, you're a sophomore and you're playing up with seniors and juniors. Was size a big factor at all with that, or athleticism and those kinds of things at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I can remember I was pretty, clumsy and still growing into my body back in high school as a sophomore, and it was definitely tough. But it was competitive. We got after it at practice, and we had great leaders, the upperclassmen, and you just try to follow in their footsteps, and they definitely taught us well.
Wow, that's so awesome to hear about that, just that experience, and you learning from them. Did you what was it like as far as playing playing basketball before you got to high school? Was that a passion, or were you playing baseball and maybe soccer, or was basketball your main sport right there?
I played a little of everything kind of growing up. My parents were very supportive with, whatever I wanted to do. They never pushed me, to just focus on one thing or another. Never got mad at me, just kind of let me do my own thing. And, we're happy with whatever I decided to do. So I played soccer growing up, football, baseball, basketball. And then I think going into high school is when I finally decided to focus on basketball. When I met Coach McKinstry, and he kind of, showed me what it would take and, the dedication. So, it all worked out well. So
definitely a ton of sports. Definitely you have the size for football. So I thought maybe, that could have been another potential sport there. No, just taking a look at all your coaches, over the past several years, who's been the most influential on you, and who'd you say, it sounded like your coach in high school was a really big influential, impact on your basketball career?
Yes, for sure. Coach McKinstry, as well as our assistant coach there, Coach Bill Benton, they were great influences, on my life. And, they just taught us so many lessons outside of basketball as well. You can only play the game so long. You never know when that day is going to come, when it ends. So you got to be ready to have a backup plan. And, there's just so much more life than sports, as much as, we love playing. You got to be balanced and just carrying yourself with class both on and off the court. They really pushed that into us. And I can't thank them enough. They were, just 2 great people in my life at that time and still today. It just kind of drove those values home to me, and they're just 2 awesome people.
Hey man, you kind of mentioned it, but I want to segue into it. It's not all about sports. We're students as well, and just trying to, educate and gain all the knowledge. And it seems like you've been very successful with all academic in high school level and as well as a Division I level. Justin, what do you see for yourself as far as your career and as far as just the student? Let's talk it. Let's let everybody know as far as what your major is and what you're trying to pursue that way.
I'll graduate in May with a degree in finance.
Sweet.
And then I still have 1 more year of eligibility, so I'm hoping to start my MBA in innovations management. Wow. So I'm studying for the GRE right now, and I'll take that March 17th, I believe. So hopefully I'll get a good score on that.
That's
so I can get
exciting.
into grad school. And then down the line, I'd like to play basketball as long as I can. Yeah. That's definitely a goal of mine. And then one day I'd like to come back to Colorado and definitely get a job here somewhere in the business world, whether that be Colorado Springs or maybe outside Denver. But just, again, be close to my family. That would be huge.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like that family's just, really like a backbone for you,
yes.
like You seem like a really family-oriented guy. Let's talk about you and your sister as far as, how has that been growing up and how, with her supporting you, did you at all try and influence basketball on her?
Growing up, we, like I said, we played everything. We just had a good time playing sports and, just pushing each other, making each other better. There were definitely some, competitive times where, some feelings were hurt. But, I love her. She's always there for me. I'm always there for her. And, just being close to her again and being able to watch her play. She plays volleyball at University of Colorado up in Boulder. So sports have just kind of always been a part of our lives. And it's just been great being back close to her again.
And then you being the older brother, the oldest sibling for that matter, do you feel like you have more expectations of yourself knowing that your little sister is looking up to you?
I try not to think about it too much. I try to do, set a good example for her though.
Yeah.
But she is a very smart girl, and I'm very proud of her and all that she's accomplished. She's doing big things too. So I just try to, be a great big brother, a good role model, and let the rest take care of itself.
That's awesome. Let's get back to you talking about playing basketball for as long as you can. What does that look like for you as far as you said after this year you have another year left, and then are you going to try and pursue professional level of basketball?
I'd like to. I really would. It's definitely been a goal of mine since I was young. But right now I'm just kind of taking it, day by day, focusing on the present, and just seeing how I can get better every day right now, and how I can help contribute to our team right now. And then I got one more year here, which I'm really looking forward to. It's a great place. And then I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to put in. But after that, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to go play overseas somewhere and go explore whatever country that is. And that's definitely a goal of mine.
So traveling and playing basketball is in the near future for you.
I'd love that. That'd be a lot of fun.
So back to the career. I know I'm flip-flopping a lot.
Oh, you're good.
But talk about finance and this innovations master's that you're pursuing. What would you like to do with your degrees after you finish?
I'm still trying to figure that out. The Innovations Management Master's program here would be more kind of IT technology related.
Okay.
So maybe I'll do something in that field, but as far as like a specific job or a place to work, I'm not really sure yet. So I'll play basketball hopefully as long as I can, and then see kind of what opportunities open up after that, and just where it leads me. But hopefully I can do things right now that will help me down the line when that time comes, as far as making connections and building the network stuff.
That's awesome. That sounds like high hopes, definitely.
Oh, thank you.
That's really cool. Coming back to your family a little bit, talking about mom and dad and your little sister. As far as growing up, did you and your dad watch Michael Jordan play some basketball, and were there some high hopes to be just like Mike back in the day, or what got you to pick up the basketball in the first place?
I can remember when I was really, really little, actually back when we were living in California. I can't remember how old I was, maybe 2 or 3, but I think they got me like one of those little Fisher-Price little toy hoops.
Yeah.
And I just remember always kind of messing around on that, shooting on that. And that's kind of like the earliest memories of basketball. And then as far as, who I really liked watching, unfortunately, I was too young to really watch, Michael Jordan. I didn't really know what was going on at that time. But I loved watching Ray Allen.
Okay.
Loved watching him, just the way he carried himself, both on and off the court. And we really just, as a family, loved watching sports, whether that be football, basketball, volleyball.
Yep.
And it was just something that we all kind of enjoyed doing together, watching or going to an event. And it was just the feel of watching it or being at the game. It was just kind of something I always really enjoyed, and thought, this would be fun to maybe do someday, and have people maybe watch me and watch my team. So,
and now that's kind of happening a little bit.
Exactly.
Hey, talking how you were so diverse in athletics just as a youngster, it sounded like, what was that like as far as, being able to, hop on the soccer field on a, Saturday and then go back, and play football. What was that like? I mean, just growing up, knowing that, hey, athletics is what I love. Like, this is, what I really enjoy doing. Walk me through some of those things and those feelings you had just knowing how much fun you had playing the sports.
Oh, it was great. Just going from one season to the next, switching sports. I made a lot of great friends that are still, good friends today. It kept me out of trouble. It gave me stuff to do. And, my parents, I want to thank them a lot. They just were always very supportive with whatever I decided to play or wanted to play. If I wanted to ask them, could I go play this or try this sport out, they were always very willing to look into it, get me situated in it. So they were huge when it came to that, as far as just my progression through all the different sports. And it was just good. I kind of wish I would have played more sports in high school, actually. Just be more well-rounded. Sometimes I think a lot of overuse injuries come, from just playing one sport all the time. Because I had several injuries over the years. But, being able to play those growing up was definitely a lot of fun.
Now, Justin, we talked a lot about, athletics and sports and stuff like that. Being in Colorado, you have mountains everywhere, left and right. Was it were coaches mad at you if you said, hey, I'm going to go snowboarding or skiing for the weekend or mountain biking or skydiving or hiking? I mean, you can do anything out here, really. What was it like knowing that your, focus was on athletics and trying to stay healthy for that despite all, injuries,
Oh, yeah, it was tough. Because we used to love going to go ski in the mountains, all the big resorts up there. Probably, up until 8th grade, we did that, whether that be, overall the breaks during, the school year. And then, once high school hit and I went to Lewis Palmer, that was kind of when, I was like, all right, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this for a while now. But it's all right, you make trade-offs.
Yeah.
And I'll hopefully, start doing it again, after my playing career is over. So.
Definitely got to make some sacrifices, though, for sure, along the way.
Exactly.
So you spoke really highly about your parents, and I kind of want to talk about them a little bit as far as, like, was your dad, did he implement this work ethic on you, or have you always have this mindset and been able to pursue being a very competitive basketball player and also excelling in the classroom?
They were always just very relaxed when it came to that. They never pushed anything on me or my sister, and I think that was a big reason why I was able to enjoy playing sports. Because, I think a lot of kids feel pressure, like they have to, get approval from their parents, coaches, impress them. And, my parents never did any of that. They were always very supportive, win or lose. If you played great, played bad, they were always there smiling, waiting to give you a hug after.
Amazing.
So that was just great. And still today, they're very supportive of my sister and I playing. And that's definitely been a huge plus, in my playing career, and just knowing that they always are there and have my back. And then classroom-wise, you got to do well in the classroom to be able to play sports. That was always a big thing. You got to be balanced. You got to devote your time just as much on the court to also in the classroom, family activities, church activities. You got to be balanced. And because, there's way more to life than sports. And that was one thing they always drove home, was just, be balanced and, make the most of all the opportunities that are in front of you.
Justin, just kind of talk about your family and everything. This Colorado Springs, it sounds like, has been a home for you. Lewis Palmer, playing high school there, now moving back, with your family and everything. I'm not trying to be redundant here, but moving back with your family, having that support group, what's it like as far as just being able to live with them after you were on your own for, a couple of years? Like, you didn't have that support group. What's it like just knowing, like, mom and dad are right there and you can just go talk to them? And like you said, man, those hugs just mean the world.
Yes. I don't know how I did it for 3 years. I really don't. It went by fast up there at the time. It did, but, I was only able to come home here and there, for a couple of days during Christmas. a little bit during the summers, and they made a great effort to come see me out there, which was nice, or go to an away game here and there. But yeah, I think being alone up there and just being on my own kind of made me grow up a lot, learn about myself. And now that I'm able to come home and see them all the time, whenever I want, it's great. Just knowing that they're there, 20 minutes away, and able to go home for dinner, meet my mom for lunch. My grandparents are here too.
Awesome.
So just being so close to them, I don't know how I did it for 3 years. I really don't.
Having such a tight-knit community here in Colorado Springs, what's it like as far as now playing, in your hometown? Just that comfort. Does that play a factor at all? Was it difficult being in Idaho, knowing you were on your own, and now you're back and you're like, man, 27 points, I feel comfortable. I can, knock anything down right now.
Oh, it's great just seeing people I know in the stands and always telling me, I'm going to come watch you play, and, texting me after games, seeing, I saw you in the paper, on the news. It's really cool just knowing that I have such a great support system here, and, so many people care about me and, my family. It's awesome.
Justin, man, just, broadcasting, for you guys this past weekend, broadcasting this season has been awesome. And just, watching your ability to explode out on the court, on the floor is phenomenal. You're able to literally just jump up and slam, poster another player like it's huge. And then, you're able to take those outside shots, those deep three-pointers. What's your favorite style of scoring, or what's your favorite style of play, whether it be those outside shots or driving the lane there?
It's kind of been different on every team I've been on, just whether, just which role I'm kind of playing on each team and what each team needs. But I enjoy doing, a little of everything, being kind of balanced, being able to do multiple things, keeping the defender on their toes. But yeah, I wouldn't say I have a favorite, definitely, going up and dunking is always fun, gets the crowd into it. But I enjoy doing a little of everything, just being balanced and always working on, every aspect of my game.
Definitely. I mean, double-doubles on the weekend and stuff like that. Talking about, defensive, like getting those rebounds off the glass and then being able to be an offensive and attack. Different coaches run different kind of systems. What's it been like as far as adapting your game style, your gameplay, to what Coach Culver is implementing on the floor?
It was definitely a transition coming back from Idaho State. We played a lot of zone up in Idaho State. Some different defensive principles that they really wanted you to focus on. And when I came here, we started doing things a little differently here. Coach Culver had a different system, and there's no right or wrong way. People have they just have different systems. So it took me some time to adjust and kind of get those old habits out of the way. And I still find myself, sometimes today, doing those old habits from Idaho State. But it's just something you got to, focus on, the little things here and there, and remind yourself of, we're doing it this way now. But yeah, it was an adjustment at first. But Coach Culver has a great system here with his coaching staff, and I'm really enjoying playing for him.
And talk about your teammates, man. Everybody getting minutes this weekend. You're jumping off the bench. You're going on the court. You're subbing in and out. What's it like just knowing that each person is able to have that high competitive level where it can be anybody? And then you're a junior. You've been playing this game for a while, but seeing freshmen, be able to step up and play the way they have been playing, and all in all together, the dynamic of the team.
It's a great group of guys we have. It's been so much fun playing with them and getting to know all of them. And it's really cool that, we're all pretty close, and we realize all that matters is, our little inner circle, trying to block out, everything else. And just knowing that everyone on the team has trust in one another, and, we're there to support each other, and, we're getting excited and hyped, if someone makes a good play. But we're also there to, lift each other up if, something doesn't go right. So it's been great. And as far as, the young guys stepping up, it's been huge. They've been playing really well. And really just everyone on the team, they've just all been very supportive and willing to come to practice every day, work hard, get better. and just try to come together with that common goal of winning an RMAC championship.
Yeah, I mean, and it looks like you guys are reaching that. You transfer in as a junior. You have, some new freshmen on the team. Then you got sophomores. What's it like as far as just the family? That's like, kind of with sports, you have that family mentality. You guys are all brothers type thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like as far as, just jumping in from Idaho State and then now having not necessarily like a new family, but like, a new brotherhood, I guess, if that's okay to say.
I wasn't exactly sure how the transition was gonna happen at first. I didn't know, how I'd be kind of accepted and how all that, the tension or all that, but the guys have been wonderful. They've all been very nice to me, and I can't thank them enough of, helping my transition go smoothly and, being there for me and offering to help me, show me where things are, answer all my questions. They've all been great when it comes to all that, and this is a really great group of kids. I grew up playing against almost all of them, so it's really cool to be on the same team for once. And it's just, we're having a lot of fun playing together, getting better every day, and just striving to achieve that goal.
Talk about that real quick. You used to play against them, now you're playing with them. I'm playing hockey, so I just want to be able to relate, just a little bit here. It's really, it's a pickup game. You're playing against the guy, and you're like, man, I wish that guy was on my team. Next night, he's on your team. What's it like just having, you're like, man, that guy's going to make me play harder this game. What's it like having him on your team, knowing he's going to make the other team play harder now?
It's great having a really competitive team, and just every guy on the team is pushing each other at practice, and I hope I bring that intensity too, and making each other better. But that's a huge part of the team, and just knowing that we all got each other's backs, and we're there to all achieve the same thing.
All right, Justin. So just kind of talking about growing up a little bit. What was that journey like? What was your path? You said you moved from LA at a really young age. So what was it like? I mean, just adapting to Colorado lifestyle.
Yeah, we moved when I was really young, so I have a couple little memories here and there of playing on the little basketball hoop in our apartment we had in California, and then a couple of memories of the beach, but not a whole lot else. And then we obviously moved here. My dad's job got transferred out here, and that's kind of been home ever since. And I've just met a lot of great people over the years, and I've been fortunate to be a part of a lot of great teams, being coached by a lot of great people, and it's great to be back in this state with all these people, and going out to Idaho made me grow up a lot. It was really a great experience, but just being back now, it just really made me appreciate all that I have here.
And just hearing about your journey, we talked about some high hopes and some aspirations that you have. Let's say, you graduate graduate this May, then graduate with your master's in about a year. What's the aspirations within about 5 years or so? Do you have any short-term goals that you set for yourself every once in a while and just try and see how you measure up to those kind of things?
I definitely should probably put some deadlines on some of the goals that I have. Broadly speaking, it's definitely playing basketball as long as I can. I'm not sure how long that's going to be, or the opportunities that I'll have with that. But health, that's definitely a big factor as far as how long I'll be able to play. Assuming my body holds up, don't have any hopefully significant injuries. And then after that, I just hope to get a good job in this area or Denver area, and just be close nearby to my family. And my sister, she'll be playing. She has 2 more years left to be playing volleyball at University of Colorado. So hopefully I'll be able to see her play some there. And yeah, I don't have any deadlines. I probably should. But right now, looking forward, it's definitely just enjoying all the great people and coaches and team that I have here, and then playing basketball as long as I can, and then using the degree that I get from here to hopefully find a good job in the area.
Talk about playing basketball. I mean, you can hear it in the tone and how you talk about it. There's just so much passion there, and I feel like that's a lot of where your heart. You play with your heart. How do you do that on the court? I mean, how do you stay mentally focused out there as far as not to let too much passion get in the way, as far as just that composure out there as well?
Over the years, I've definitely learned a lot as far as kind of like the mental side, I'd say, of basketball. And I definitely used to overthink things way too much. Used to, stress, pressure, all that used to be, big. But now I just try to enjoy it, live in the moment, make the most of the opportunity, and just go out there and play and have fun. Try not to think too much, and just trust in your training, knowing that you put in extra work, in the weight room, on the court. So just enjoy it, and just trust in your abilities, and just make the most of it.
Just smiling out there and having fun.
Exactly.
Letting it flow. All right, so if you were not on the basketball court, you got your degree in finance, would you want to go and work for a basketball and NBA, or would that be tough, because then you'd be like, Coach, put me in? Like, what's your take on that, as far as, are you trying to stay in basketball as long as you can, as far as even if you're not on the court, maybe behind the scenes doing the financial stuff, aspects of it?
That'd be really cool. I would enjoy that a lot, to be still connected to sports somehow, because that is one thing. I hope not to get stuck behind just a desk all day. But yeah, being connected to sports and the sports world still, that would be huge. And even if it wasn't basketball, maybe a different sport, just still being in that area would be a lot of fun to work with.
All right. Know you've played basketball for so many years. What's your favorite all-time highlight? Roll the highlight reel. What's your favorite memory?
Probably my junior year, and senior year was big too, but junior year state championship.
Yeah.
We won by, I want to say it was 1 or 2.
Wow.
Came down to the final seconds, and that was our first championship. So that was just a lot of fun to be a part of, just knowing that all of our hard work, over the course of the season paid off, and that we had bought into, a common goal and system. That was very rewarding, and it just made it that much better the second year, my senior year, to go out and do it again, knowing that we had what it took, and, we'd been there before. Those two were definitely probably my best basketball memories so far.
Wow. Winning by 1 or 2, that's like the game on Saturday night. Man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Overtime. So when those games come down to the wire like that, what's your mentality? I mean, like, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking like, hey, just keep making cuts, keep making screens, do what we did in practice? Or are you like, give me the ball, I gotta shoot, I'm hot? Talk me through it a little bit, man, because those are really intense games.
Yeah.
Some of them come down literally to the 0.3 seconds left, or even extra minutes, such as overtime. So what's that like, man? Those kinds of different aspects of it.
I think the big thing is just sticking to what trying not to do anything crazy or out of your comfort zone, and just trusting in your teammates, and just making the smart play, the easy play, and just letting it come to you, and trying not to do too much, and just see what happens from there, and just enjoy it. Those times don't come around often, so just take advantage of it, and make the most of it.
So now that's your favorite, that sounded like all-time memory, was in high school. This last weekend you had your career high with 27 points. Is that now a new significant memory that maybe made the top 10 for you, as far as just going back-to-back nights with those overtimes? I mean, what's it been like? I mean, what's your favorite memory? I know season's not over yet. I'm not trying to, jump the gun or anything. But, with Coach Culver, with the boys, what's your favorite aspect? Is it, locker room talk, between, like, halftime, Coach is like, come on, boys, like, let's go, let's get it together, words of encouragement?
Yeah.
Or is it, after the game, Coach is like, wow, boys, we just won in overtime. That was amazing. Pat yourselves on the back. Like, what's that like, man? Those different aspects of that.
This whole season has been great. This weekend definitely was a big highlight. Winning 2 on the road, that was big for us. And it's been great. The bus rides, the locker room, just hanging around campus, just all of it has been awesome. And, I'm very grateful to be here and experiencing it with these guys and these coaches. And I'm just excited for, the momentum we're carrying from this weekend. And hopefully we can apply it moving forward and, just keep learning and getting better and see where it takes us.
That's awesome. All right, last question for you, Justin. If you were comparing college campuses, Idaho State and UCCS, Idaho State, Division I, they probably got, the nicest of nice facilities. What's your favorite aspect just being here at Colorado Springs? Family, you can't answer it with the family, though.
Okay. I would definitely just say, the view here.
Oh, okay.
Just being on campus, anywhere you look, you got all the mountains, and the campus is growing like crazy. Since I left for Idaho State, they just have built so much, and people are telling me they're going to be building more. So it's a fun time to be here, and just seeing all that. It's growing here, and it's a great place with a lot of great people.
Yeah, even the basketball program growing too, man.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Do you have any concluding remarks that you would like to add before I let you go today? Is there anything that I didn't get to cover? Is it your favorite color, your birthday, your favorite, superhero power if you could have one?
I would definitely say flying. Flying would be a lot of fun.
Me and you both, man.
Yeah.
Me and you both.
Go see all the different places in the world.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be awesome. Well, there you have it from Justin Smith, and just kind of finishing the one-on-one interview there. But Justin Smith of the men's basketball team, his junior year, just getting his take on his perspective and just playing basketball and getting to know Justin Smith a little bit more in depth as far as his journey, his path, and where he's come from. Matt Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Justin Smith, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for answering all my questions and putting up with me, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you kindly, sir.